Ted Jankin, Action Financial, traveling the world, talking to his clients, making them all kinds of money. So we get Kyle, which there's nothing wrong with that because he's always dressed nicely. He's always very pleasant to be around. And then he comes in and he whispers in Steve's ear. Steve then whispers in my ear, I got a big surprise for you, a big announcement from Action Financial. Just tell me, just what I'm going to talk about. So what is this big announcement?
Ted Jankin, his partner, Kile Lewis, sitting here to my right with his glasses on, has just whispered in my ear he would like to buy himself, sponsor us, and buy us chairs. All we have to do is send him the stools that we're looking for.
Needs a stool sample.
And he needs a stool sample, and he will supply us with new stools.
Now, for you listening, you don't give a damn. But for us in this studio,
this is a cheer.
Especially me with a bad back for the past 4 weeks.
You poor man.
I would like to come over there and fondle your testicles.
I personally would like to grab your butt and hold it until it's uncomfortable
How did this conversation come up?
Because we were talking about my posture and how it's being affected in this studio, and we were looking, and also there wasn't a seat for him because Nate was having to get out of his seat to bring his chair over here because we only have 3 stools, and the stools we have are bad.
Isn't it sad that we have to hit up people to buy? It was funny because we pitched our boss one day about chairs, and he goes, you know what, we can probably afford one.
Yeah. And then we're like, oh, well, who gets it? Who's going to get it?
I was like, oh, that's very sweet.
Kyle Lewis, are you serious about this?
Hey, I am 100% serious. It's just another example of oxygen taking care of you.
Yeah, you guys are. You do. There's no doubt about it.
It's funny oxygen to my lungs and to my ass.
It's funny because Steve and I, our posture over the past week or so has changed. If you would see us in this studio, it's just all jacked up. This is a horrible studio.
We lean forward, we lean back,
and it's like we're back in the old days of women posture school with the book on our head, and we're trying to fix our posture.
Look at me, I'm doing the same thing you are.
You look good doing it.
You
my
look
friend.
good too. And people wonder why. Even somebody down the hall goes, "I walked by and y'all were stretching. What do y'all do? Exercise?" I go, "No, dude, it's from sitting in the stools."
We're just trying not to die in the studio. All right, Kyle. Thank you very much. It's very sweet.
Very sweet.
Happy to help. Happy to help.
Okay, so you want to come in, on actionfinancial.net, there's always so much really cool information. So, whether you're at the one end of the spectrum and you've got a lot of money and you're investing it in certain stocks and bonds and 401ks and all those types of deals, or you're just a general Joe like most of us and you're just curious about specific things, certain things, there's all kinds of information on actionfinancial.net. Kyle, today you're coming in with 5 when you're rich dream buys that aren't really great to buy. And I'm guessing when you say when you're rich, you can put that into perspective of rich being a millionaire or rich being, making a couple $100,000 a year or maybe $80,000.
No, this was mega wealth.
Mega wealth.
So Barbara buys the Yeah Come On.
Barbara Corcoran from Shark Tank.
I'm trying to get her to buy the Yeah Come On.
Right. Well, I mean, let's say she buys it takes off. You make you kill it. You make $100 million. Here's 5 things that I think can be some boneheaded decisions.
All right. What's the first one there?
Well, maybe 6 if you add the money gun. But we'll go with number 1. A high end car, the latest and the greatest. Mm-hmm. And so I think the most expensive car today is $4.8 million.
Damn. What is that?
I can't even say it. It's one of those. It's some Italian. It's like KOEENG something. I mean, it's a whole bunch of.
Those Italians are crazy.
$4.8 million for a car.
No, I mean, the most expensive car I ever hear is like the $350,000 car.
Yeah,
300,
like a
certain Ferrari,
like a Lotus,
or something. Not even a Lotus, but more Ferrari or Tesla.
Well, even you see them here in Atlanta. A lot of those $1 million+ cars. What people don't realize is now you're in a whole other gang of folks trying to steal it from you.
Yeah, Lamborghinis. I don't know what those even go for.
I would never spend a large amount of money on a car because if you take
what about a Rolls Royce? Because they sell those right there in Buckhead. A Rolls Royce, I think, is going for $350 to $400.
No, not happening. Because where are you going to park it? What if I need to go up to the Kroger and I need to get me some...
exactly. Where are you going with it? You're going to drive it like twice a year around the block.
That's silly talk. If I'm going to spend that
crazy money to park it.
If I'm going to spend that kind of money, I want to buy a classic car and have somebody do it up. Mm-hmm. Get like an old Chevelle or Chevy or a Fiero. Mm-hmm. Really sweet ride.
What?
1984 Pontiac Fiero Electric Blue. Classic
Come on, I'm a big block V8 guy. Muscle car.
Fieros are the weirdest cars. My brother owned one of those. They're odd, but I hear you.
See my Matchbox right there? That's the baby right there.
No, yeah, you got to love a Pontiac Fiero.
1984. All right, second one there, Kyle.
Yacht. Definitely the yacht.
The yacht.
That I would buy.
Would you?
Oh, without a doubt. Nobody's going to scratch it. It's in the water.
Yeah.
You don't take
well, the crazy thing about it, figure you're going to spend 10% of whatever the cost is in annual maintenance. So you buy a $100 million yacht, you're going to spend $10 million a year maintaining it.
Yeah, but
you have a lot of money, man.
But
That's
you got
a lot of money.
But you got silly. You got funny money. You just throw it away. What else are you going to spend it on?
Well, I mean, that is.
The legacy cost of, okay, well, let's just take it down to the normal average guy who comes into a windfall. Okay. And so I'm all about rewarding yourself and giving yourself a win. So you get an extra 10 grand. I think you should blow $3,000, blow a third of it, save a third of it, and put a third of it aside for taxes.
That's the rule, right?
That's the rule.
Yeah, it's the rule of thirds. Anytime you come into money, the rule of thirds.
Like when you get your tax return, the rule of thirds.
A rule of thirds. A third gets spent immediately, a third goes to taxes, and a third goes in the bank.
Gotcha.
Absolutely. The problem is a lot of people, when they spend that third, they also buy something that has legacy cost with it, i.e. the yacht. So you got to store it somewhere. But here you don't buy a yacht, you buy a boat. So then you got to keep it up at a marina. You got to store it.
You're at Lake Lanier, you're at Lake Altoona. My brother did it. It becomes a cost. You got a $15,000 boat. You got payments on. Then you're storing it. It can get brutal.
The best boat you can have is your buddy's boat. Spend money on gas and you're all in.
Boats are a pain in the ass, but there is something cool about having.
I love a boat. I'm with you.
Here, dumb it down to us, Steve. Okay, so the gazillionaire gets the yacht, right?
Yeah, we're looking at a 6-seater.
Okay, so we do the rule of thirds and we get our tax return back. We'll buy a dinghy.
We'll buy a dinghy. Hey, what about a paddle boat? Can I interest you?
We'll get a swan boat and we'll share it. And what's the upkeep on a swan boat?
Not much. You beach it wherever you want to beach it. Nobody's going to steal it.
Maybe $50 a month?
If that.
All right, so there you go. What's the third one, Kyle?
Bling. You know, a lot of the jewelry you can buy, it is what it is. It's gold. It's, and so oftentimes a lot of the high-end jewelry that you purchase actually could potentially depreciate in value.
I call that mall jewelry. You see it whether you're at Lenox or South Lake Mall. I don't care any mall you're going to. You see those people buying it. As a person that endorses even a jewelry store, you know that there's traps, and I think mall jewelry traps. And I see people drop high-end money on jewelry. You're right. And I don't know it's a lot. From watches to rings to necklaces for the girl.
Here's the thing, though. Out of those three that you've mentioned so far, Kyle, car, yacht, bling has a return investment. So if you are buying high-end jewelry...
If you get the best quality at the lowest price.
No. What I'm saying is you buy high-end jewelry for your significant other.
Yeah.
It shuts them up. It keeps them happy, which is priceless.
There is a lot to be said for that.
Am I right? Am I right? I mean, look 100%. At Kobe Bryant. When
Kobe Bryant shut her up.
Alleged rape charges. He bought her that big old yellow diamond.
That was a divorce coming, and he saved it. That's a good point.
So how much investment did he get there? All right, number 4 on your list.
Well, I don't know that was necessarily an investment as a save my arse purchase.
A total investment, because it did save his ass. All right, number 4.
A jet.
A jet.
Don't buy jets.
No, never buy a jet.
Or what about good old boys? Should they invest in a 2-seater plane?
Or a crop duster?
Definitely a crop duster.
I'm not going to lie. It's kind of on my wish list. Something cool about being Mr. Quaid and Independence Day and having a crop duster.
I ain't gonna lie to you, that's cool.
Absolutely. New York to LA, just the fuel alone. New York to LA on a private jet's about $20,000.
No, we have certain guests that come in here that own those things, and I hear them bitching about it.
I mean, unless you
Ron
fly,
White.
the scary thing is, if you don't fly a lot, your risk increases and your maintenance costs go up. Well, this sounds crazy, but it costs money to fly.
There's a lot of companies out there for people that are actually fairly affordable that you can get a private jet, and a lot of these celebrities, that aren't, that stupid money, they just have them on call, and it's like a third of the cost or a quarter of the cost.
Like on Entourage, you saw it, where they're always going somewhere in a jet.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And the fifth one quickly?
A mansion. And when I say a mansion, I'm talking a palace. And so, the 15-bedroom.
But that's anybody listening. I think there's guys out there that come into a little bit of money or having a couple of good years. Do you jump into the 4 or 5-bedroom house, or like you said, the mansion?
Well, it's one thing going from a 3-bedroom home to a 10,000 square foot $1 million home up in North Fulton somewhere. What people don't realize is the added cost of furnishing all that, the external maintenance, because you don't want to be that guy in the neighborhood.
Energy cost,
everything's more.
Out of all those, I would take mansion. I'd go mansion.
Would you?
Jewelry to make the significant other happy. yacht, car, jet.
I agree with that order, actually. I like the yacht idea. I like the fact that you can't scratch it unless you run it into the dock.
Oh, you can live on it, too.
And you can live on
So
it.
you can just mark off mansion.
We could do a houseboat on Lanier.
Here's what you do. You mark off mansion. You mark off jewelry because you're in the water. They don't have jewelry stores in the water.
Yeah.
You don't need a car.
No.
And substitute the jet for the helicopter.
Yeah.
Which is a lot cheaper. And so you go yacht to helicopter.
That's one I thought you'd mention. I got a couple buddies.
No, I was all in for the helicopter.
Yeah, Dallas down the hall had a helicopter, her husband, and let me tell you, that's expensive.
No kidding.
Expensive.
All right, how can people find you there, Kyle, there at Oxygen Financial?
You can find us at oxygenfinancial.net or certainly call our number 770-777-0427. Thanks, guys.
All right, thank you, man. Thanks for the chairs, too. That's awesome.
The chairs.
Happy to help.
Wow, that's